It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 16th day of May, 2022. Due to my schedule this morning with disembarking from the Quantum of the Seas, portions of this program are pre-recorded. Monday Travel and Cruise Industry News. Today is National Barbecue Day, folks. You know what to do about that. You know, that's one of my favorite meats. I love barbecue, so I don't know if I can get any today here in Seattle, then getting on the train, but if you can, go out and get some barbecue today. All right, cruise ships sailing from North American ports. It's kind of a busy day on this, the 16th of May. From Boston, you got the American Constitution sailing, Jacksonville, the Carnival Elation, Port Canaveral, Carnival Liberty, Disney Dream, and Independence of the Seas. West Palm Beach, the Margaritaville Paradise gets underway today. From Miami, the Carnival Conquest, Freedom of the Seas, Norwegian Sky. From Tampa, Carnival Paradise, New Orleans, Carnival Valor. Los Angeles, Long Beach, Carnival Radiance. San Pedro from Los Angeles, the Navigator of the Seas. San Francisco, the Carnival Miracle. Of course, in Seattle, Quantum of the Seas, and I'm getting off of, will sail this afternoon again on another Alaska adventure. American Constellation sails from Seattle, and the Noordam cruise and land tour gets underway from Seattle. Vancouver, the Disney Wonder and Norwegian Jules cruise and land tour. Anchorage, the Celebrity Millennium Cruise and Land Tour and the Royal Princess Cruise and Land Tour get underway. And from Sitka, the MV Ocean Victory sails. Not a whole lot in news today. We'll touch on both of these stories with the Carnival Magic Homeports at Norfolk. Mardi Gras witnesses the launch of a rocket up close and personal, and a whole lot more here live at 11 this morning. If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your normal podcasts from, all the major places like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Podchaser, Stitcher, all of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and I will pop up. All right. On with the news after a word from one of our network sponsors. And on with today's news. Carnival Cruise Line adds another home port to the list of departure cities that the company sails from. Norfolk, Virginia will be the home to Carnival Magic starting actually yesterday through June the 15th. The ship is the largest ever to home port from Norfolk and will sail from Half Moon Cruise Center on 6-day journey to the Bahamas. This is the first of a series of 11 cruises scheduled to sail from Norfolk. Besides voyages to the Bahamas, Carnival Magic will sail one voyage to the Sandys Parish dockyard in Bermuda. Between June 20th and October 1st, the Carnival cruise ship will sail from New York City and will return sailing from October 1st from Norfolk for an additional 5 voyages. Those cruises include sailings to the Bahamas, Bermuda, and a one-night cruise to the Caribbean with stops in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Charlotte Amalie, and St. Thomas, and Grand Turks and Turks and Caicos. So, Norfolk, Virginia, the latest home port for Carnival Cruise Line. The Mardi Gras, boy, did they get a bonus on Saturday. Guests aboard the Mardi Gras departing Port Canaveral on Saturday got a special treat with a one-of-a-kind departure, a SpaceX rocket launched just as the ship was sailing through the jetty to begin its cruise. SpaceX launched a Starlink mission aboard a Falcon 9 rocket at 4:40 p.m., which coincided with Mardi Gras' late afternoon departure. Mardi Gras was leaving on a 7-night Eastern Caribbean itinerary. While both cruise ships and rocket ships regularly depart from Port Canaveral, it isn't too often that their departures coincide so precisely. Rockets must launch with very limited windows or instantaneous launches depending on the mission and the rocket's trajectory and destination. Similarly, cruise ships have precise schedules to keep and may be subject to heavy fines and other penalties if they do not depart on time. When a launch is planned, all mariners, from local fishing tours to military craft to cruise ship captains, are advised of restricted areas and must steer clear of closed zones until the launch has finished or the rocket has moved out of range. All right, that's actually going to wrap up the news portion today, folks. Not a whole lot of news on this Monday, but I'll be back with a look at the chat room after this.
And some changes last minute. Chillie called me and he said, hey, things have changed here. He mentioned the word cluster and then a word that I'm not sure of after that. There, as he's trying to get off the boat. So we're here kind of filling in and doing the show. And just want to check in the chat room. I see there's lots of comments here this morning. And thanks so much for listening, everybody. Tom Henry, of course, started off with everybody saying good morning to everybody before the show, actually. And he sent Chillie a clip. And Tom, when Chillie gets settled either at the train station or getting on the train this afternoon, I'm sure he'll follow up with you on that. Good morning, Katie, to Tom. And Katie's saying good morning to Chillie. I think Chillie's listening on his cell phone, but it's just a crazy morning for him out there. Kenneth is saying good morning to everybody. Gretchen also chimed in with a good morning. And then, hi, Katie. Yeah, we're here. That's the one thing about just kind of being always at my farm and in my video studio. I can come over and go online in a moment's notice and keep making sure everybody's shows are doing what they're supposed to do. Tom says, we do an evening dinner cruise in the paddle wheel boat Creole Queen tonight. And they're going on the deck early to see the Valor depart. Hey, Tom, that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful day today. Did you all see the eclipse last night, by the way? You know, I did a little bit of pre-chatting about it on the Cruise Amigos yesterday, but it had been a blood moon the night before, and the moon rose. To me, it felt like early, but, you know, it rose in the eastern sky, and we had a bit of an eclipse here that most people in America could see. Bonnie saying, is everybody here the real people who are supposed to be here? Bonnie, I know what your question's about. Emily's account. Emily in New York. Emily, our good friend from Maine, the dog groomer, and what a wonderful person. Her account got totally messed up. I got hit by the account this morning. And, of course, the minute that the questions seem wrong, I say, you know, tell me how we know each other. Because Bonnie and I are both Oculus users, that 3D goggles that you put on, and we meet in chat rooms on Oculus. And so, obviously, Emily would know that. And that's not talked about anywhere else until right now. So, you know, that person just said, well, right here, we talk right here, blah, blah, blah. And then here's the new thing that happened, ladies and gentlemen. I said, I don't know that you're Emily. And so they sent me a 1-minute clip of Emily outside with her selfie stick and no sound. And then they said, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, it's me, Emily, but my sound's not working. Okay. tell me how we know each other. And of course, then they went and deleted everything. They wiped that account out as far as my view of it. So really weird. So I was over in the kind of group chat room that we have that a bunch of us share and expressing that. And then Katie, was it Katie that came on? I'm not sure. And told me that, yeah, her account had been messed up and that she's got a new name. So if you get a new request from Emily with her initials at the front, and I won't say what they are because we all know, that's really her. And she's trying to re-sign up with her friends. Yes. Watch out, Emily. The pod people are out to get you. That's funny. Tom Henry says, Nikki's got a good morning, Chillie and the gang for us. Tom says it's 80s. I got too many lines going here. Tom says it's 80s where he is. Again, let me get back to that. Is everybody here? Yeah. Yes, I'm real. Okay, I'm real. Tom. And Bonnie saying, no, I'm a Bashan. Chillie's Cruises, you need to try that cruise out of Norfolk. And I totally agree. Matter of fact, maybe I would bop over there and go on that cruise with Chillie. We have somebody from Indonesia that signed in. I'm sorry, I don't speak any Indonesian of any kind, but Tahir, you're welcome to be here. Katie's going that someone's undercover. People are going back and forth. Yeah, Ace is here. Actually, you want to come up and get on the camera? Come on, kitty. Well, come on. You want to come in? No. That's funny. Any other time I have to push him away, and now I'm inviting him up, and he's not. He's just sitting on his chair. He's outside right now, all day. He'll go out now today, and he'll be out till this evening, and just reclaiming the farmstead and reclaiming the territory. Hi from Carol. And she expresses her greetings to Chillie and everyone else. So that's kind of the chat room today. Chillie is going to get an Uber over to the train station when he gets off the boat. It's his luggage. And then at 4:40, I think this afternoon, give or take, the Empire Builder number 7 or number 8. Again, I'm not sure. One's 7, one direction 7, one's 8. If you were in Portland, it'd be 27 and 28. But he's in Seattle, so it's 7 and 8, because when the train gets, after it leaves Portland, it's, or not Portland, but the west side of Washington, it's 2 trains hooked together as one. But for instance, if I reserve on one of the trains, you can't get to the other train. So you got to make sure, like Chillie is coming in on, it's either 7 or 8 coming across the United States. And my plan is, at the moment, tomorrow morning at 4 something in the morning in Grand Forks, I will get on the westbound version of the Empire Builder and go to Wolf Point, Montana. I'll get there about 11:30 in the morning, and I will get off the train for 5 hours, and then I will hook Chillie's train and come back to Grand Forks, ending up back here at 1:30 in the morning. So it's going to be a long, long day for me tomorrow. But I'll get to ride the rails with Chillie for, a little bit of north of Montana, and all of North Dakota. And then ultimately, he is continuing on to Chicago, makes the train jump there, then to Washington, D.C., then on his short train up to Richmond, and his trip will be complete. Bob is saying, Bonnie, rather, I hope Chillie is a good trip back on Amtrak. My niece had to make other arrangements. The auto train never arrived in Sanford, Florida. Wow. Sorry to hear that. Gretchen saying that ought to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun. The only problem is I'll be getting on. It's kind of like late afternoon. And then, we just have that evening, and I'm already off the train at 1:00 Wednesday morning, and 1:30 actually. Then it's an hour's drive basically to get back to the farm. And then I have a few hours here. Okay, come on. Well, come on. Okay. Yeah. Here's Ace for y'all. I have a few hours here, and then I have to get up and be all showered and have a doctor's meeting in Grand Forks, North Dakota at 1:00 in the same afternoon. So it's going to be exciting times. That is our show for today. Let me give you back to Chillie here for the saying goodbye part. See y'all tomorrow.
It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.